Hello again, everybody. I'm Matt, and this is Mopar Masters Mopar News. Now, in this episode, I'd like to cover a little bit of news that's coming up and some that's already a little bit old news in the Mopar world. The first one would be the new engine, our new Hurricane. And of course, it's a 3-liter twin turbo. And this may be a really good engine. I've always been a big fan of the inline 6-cylinder anyway. Of course, if anybody has ever heard of the 4-liter, then they know that thing was it was built like a tank, but it just had no power. Had tons of torque though. Well, that's all going to change with this new engine. Now, the new 3-liter is going to come in two different trims, and it will be the standard output version and also the high output version. Standard output versions are looking at just a little over 400 horsepower, and the high output versions are looking at more around the 500 horsepower mark. Now, this is pretty significant coming out of a 3-liter engine and a 6-cylinder at that. So this may be the Hemi killer. Right now, it is available. If you want to buy it, it's going to be in Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, and it is actually an option now with that vehicle if you go to the order page. So look for it coming out pretty soon. It should be the new Hemi killer. And in the news, Dodge Power Brokers is online.
It started as a promise. Dodge vowed to stay as passionate about making their cars as people were about driving them. That promise lives on with Power Brokers, a new breed of Dodge dealers who are experts in sales, service, and best of all, performance. And the only dealers with access to direct connection, exclusive parts powered by SRT and backed by Dodge. So if you want to shave off a tenth or more than a tenth, if you've tasted power and crave more power, or if you want to go deep and talk torque curves and suspension tuning, your Power Broker has your back. Connect with a Power Broker and take your passion for power and performance to the next level at Dodge.com.
That's right. You can add a lot of factory horsepower to your vehicle and still keep your factory warranty as long as the parts were bought and installed by the authorized Dodge Power Broker dealers. Now, so far, they're only servicing basically your higher end vehicles. Right now, the 6.2s and the Hellcats and the Hellcat Red Eye are the main focus. Now, they are going to add some 6.4 and possibly some 5.7 support later on. But as of now, you still can get a few parts for Challengers, Chargers, and believe it or not, they've even got some performance options for the Dart. Now, we're not going to see anything like the Stage 1, Stage 2, and Stage 3 kits that we had in the SRT4s of the bygone era. Those were beasts. If anybody had ever messed around with the Stage 3 SRT4 Neon, they were a hoss. They put out a considerable amount of power for that little 4-cylinder. And you could also control the turbo via a switch bank that also came as an option. But anyway, more on that later. Right now, Dodge Power Broker, I know I've got my Power Broker certifications up and ready, as does the dealership. So as soon as we get ready to roll and say that we are now a Power Broker, you'll be the first to know, I promise you. Right now, the only one in our dealer or in our area of the South Central is, of course, Dallas. They always get first pick. Well, it's currently April 3rd, and if you are tuned in to the news on April 1st, you knew not to believe anything that you read. Such was the case. Such was the case with our new 6.2 vehicles, which were basically Charger and Challenger. They didn't mention anything about the pickup. was that we are going hydrogen. Yeah, that's right. The internal combustion engine is not going to die in 2024. We were going to figure out a way to run our supercharged engines on hydrogen. Well, that was a pretty thin veil, and if anybody could read between the lines, they know that hydrogen, it's dead. But that was a giant April Fool's joke. So whatever you read on April 1st in any kind of car news, don't believe it. For 2022, Jeep is coming out with a new hybrid vehicle for their current lineup. Now we have the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee Hybrid. This is not going to be a belt start generator / mild hybrid vehicle. It is going to be a full hybrid with 2 hybrid motors built into the transmission, just like the Pacifica for one right now, and also we have the Wrangler that is also a hybrid vehicle. But we also have a Wrangler mild hybrid, which is it has the motor generator unit, which is the belt start, and a very small 48-volt battery pack. This current Grand Cherokee is going to have the large battery pack, so it is going to be full hybrid capabilities. Initial mileage is not known, but I don't expect it to be very much. Probably somewhere in the 30 to 40 mile range, like the rest of them, which is really disappointing. Now, not many people have heard of the Ram 1200. Well, that may soon change because the Ram 1200 has been around for a few years in various markets, not of the United States or even South America. Well, that's about to change. Seen here, the Ram 1200 is going to be built off of the Jeep Cherokee chassis and should offer standard front-wheel drive and 4 cylinders. I'm going to assume it's going to be the 2.4 multi-air with the 9-speed transmission, and also the 3.6 liter with the 9-speed transmission as well. Now, I'm going to guess that they're going to be in front-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive configurations. Now, if it looks a little bit strange, well, it should. It's not a framed vehicle. It is going to be a unibody, just like the Cherokee. So look for this coming soon. I'm not exactly sure when this is going to come out, but this is going to be, I say it's probably going to be around in the 30 to 40,000 range. A good starter price for this one, and that's probably going to be in the front wheel drive 4-cylinder option. April 4th is World 4x4 Day, and you can buy a bunch of crap off of Mopar's website if you're really that into it. Or you can just take your Jeep, your Jeep or your pickup out, go sling some mud. Now currently there's no battery electric vehicle in the Chrysler lineup, if you want to say the FCA portion of Stellantis. Now that didn't always use the case. We used to have the Fiat 500 EV, and it was a full-blown battery electric vehicle, and it was a blast to drive. It really was fun, but there were very few places that you could get it, and California and Oregon being some of the few. They did show up in Florida, and that was only because they were being shipped off. But they were a really fun vehicle, and you could get 90 to 100 miles out of one charge on these things. Now, of course, that's no headlights, no air conditioner, no heater, just driving. But it was a neat little vehicle. But look in 2024, when we are definitely coming out with some more battery electric vehicles. I don't know a whole lot of information about them yet, but I do know that we're going to make some serious power in some of the cars. I think you better look out, Tesla Plaid. We're coming for you. All right, and that's it for the Mopar news. I am your host, Matt, for Mopar Masters. And as always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, subscribe, and like. And if you have any more suggestions for any news that you would like to see, or any other things that you would like to see on the dealership aspect side of it, and also some new vehicles that we have floating around. If anybody wants to look at one of those, I would be more than happy to show you around one of them. So this is it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.